I'm filming in front of my new plant shelf setup, which is so fun. I set up to film in my like kind of regular spot near the window, but it's just so bright. Like it's too bright sometimes for filming. So I figured I would try to film over here. The lighting's not perfect either, but I think it's gonna work. So today we are doing my August favorites, and I'm also going to combine that with just showing you some new plants that I've got over the past couple months that I just haven't really talked about much on my channel. Some of them I haven't shown at all. Some of them I've just shown like very briefly. Like I think in my shelf setup video, I showed a couple of new ones that I got. But I just really, I don't know, I just like to update you guys when I get new plants. So I figured that I would just pop them together. I actually was debating not even doing a favorites video for August because I feel like people just aren't as into favorite videos as they used to be. So let me know if you, I mean, I guess you clicked on this video, you're watching it, so one could deduce that you do enjoy watching monthly favorite videos. But yeah, let me know if I should keep doing them or if, you know, if we should skip them. Anyways, I'm gonna go grab the first plant that I wanna show you. I'm gonna be doing this in kind of a particular order because some of my plants are in what I'm considering the thrip zone. I haven't actually seen a thrip for a while now, but I still wanna be really cautious and I wanna handle those plants last. So we're gonna go least thrippy to most thrippy. Okay, so the first one that I have been so excited about lately is this gal right here, and this is my Philodendron sbaroniae, and this is actually a cutting that I took from my main plant, and it just started growing really well, so I ended up potting it up separately, and I also have given it this mossify bendable moss pole, which I think is just going to give this plant such a cool look. Like it already just looks super cool on here. I potted her up in my tree fern fiber mix. There you can see my tree fern fiber mix, and she's already put out a new leaf. It's been probably a couple of weeks, but we already have a new leaf there since she's been repotted and everything. I need to fasten it to the pole like so. I'll do that after I'm done filming this video. This is my first time using these mossify poles. I think that they're really cool, but I'm definitely not using them with the intent that I use like a regular moss pole. I'm not expecting the plant to root into here or really get any of the benefits that it would from a traditional sphagnum moss pole, but I am more so excited about this pole just giving this plant some structure. I think that it's going to look really cool, and I love that it's just like the more thin one. So yeah, I just think if I can actually grow this plant up this and have it like curving, I think it's going to look incredible, especially as this plant continues to mature and get those more elongated leaves. I'm just so excited to see what this is going to end up looking like. I know that it's kind of hard to see the whole thing in the frame. I do have a spider mite packet on this plant because I do notice that my Philodendron sbaroniae seems to be a little bit more prone to spider mites than some of my other philodendrons, so I just like to keep that on there. One of the videos going up next week is actually my new like routine since I've started using beneficial mites. So if you're curious about that at all, then you can look out for that video. But yeah, this is the first plant. I just love it so much, and I'm honestly so glad to see it doing this well because I've struggled with the mother plant so much. So the fact that this cutting just seems to be taking off, I'm like, okay, like do your thing. I'm here for it. Okay, the next one is a big one. I think I'm gonna have to stay standing up. Okay, I cannot stop talking about this plant. Like, I'm sorry, but I truly cannot. I have to fight myself from putting it in every single favorites video every month. But it is my Philodendron narrow, and holy smokes, you guys, this thing is just, it's such a beast. Like, it's really hard to show, obviously. I feel like the leaves are going every which way, but this thing is honestly, I think that this is the easiest philodendron in my entire collection, the easiest philodendron I've ever grown. I cannot emphasize it enough, and it's just so unique. I feel like I'm always just like on this soapbox trying to convince more people to grow this philodendron because I'm just that in love with it. But honestly, you guys, let me try to show you the newest leaf that's coming in. This new leaf came in during the freaking heat wave when I was so behind on watering. I thought for sure it was gonna be either really small or damaged or just something, but no, it's literally come in perfect. It's so ruffled, it's so huge, it's still hardening off, so it's probably gonna expand and get even bigger, but oh my goodness, this plant truly impresses me, like truly, truly, truly. It's still in this tiny terracotta pot. I really do need to repot this, not because it complains, but just because I know that it needs to be done. But you would never know that this plant gets so bone dry all the time because it literally never yellows, never drops a leaf. Like it's so vigorous. I cannot even tell you, like this plant is tough as nails. Even with the drought and the new leaf coming in, y'all, we even have a bloom. Where is it? Can you see it? Right here? It's trying to give a freaking inflow. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. And it's done this before. It had like it was trying to flower 3 flowers at once, like a few months ago. And they were all coming out around the time of the move. So they all ended up just coming off. But I'm really curious as to whether this one might actually open this time. I don't know, but she just seems to want to bloom for me. But yeah, she's just so beautiful. Honestly, I see the sun just shining on this plant during the afternoon and it truly brings me so much joy. So yeah, I feel like I have to show y'all her at least every couple of months just to admire her, because I'm truly, oh my gosh, I just knocked over my vanilla orchid. I'm truly obsessed. Actually, that's not the first time this vanilla orchid has been knocked over, unfortunately. And I'm not happy about it, I'll tell you that. I woke up the other morning and it had fallen over and this had like snapped off. I don't think it snapped, but it's just like, it's come off and it's just kind of hanging on there. So I'm gonna end up cutting this off and probably just propagating it and potting it in the bottom. But yeah, this happened a couple weeks ago and I was kind of bummed about that because I'm really in love with these new leaves at the top. Honestly, this probably would have been one of my favorites if it didn't get knocked over, if that didn't happen. But it's okay, you know, things like this happen and it's fine. Okay, so the next one on my list I just pulled out of my IKEA cabinet, and this is one that has been showing some signs of being underwater just through everything that's gone on with the move and with the recent heat wave and everything, but it still looks amazing and I've just been so in love with it. And that is my Anthurium moodeanum. So this is actually a fairly new plant to my collection still. I believe I got this in May, like the middle of May, right before I moved. It came from Cartel Done. I have a whole unboxing of I think 5 Anthuriums from them. I'd seen this Anthurium before and I'd never really felt like that compelled by it, but now that I have it, I'm absolutely obsessed. Like this plant is incredible. It's so easygoing and it's so beautiful. Like how dark the new leaves come in is just like, oh my goodness, they're so dark and glossy. I love how shiny they are. It's just so pretty. It's a really fast grower. Like this leaf is still hardening off right here and we already have a new one that is also still hardening off, and I'm sure it's gonna give me a new one again soon. It is kind of thirsty. I'm watering my cabinet tonight. I'm doing big watering tonight and tomorrow, so most of my plants are quite dry. But yeah, this plant is just incredible. It's one that has truly surprised me. I can't wait until this gets larger and more mature. I do appreciate it in its younger form like this, but when I see photos of the more mature ones, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like this plant is incredible. So yeah, I've been really loving a lot of my Anthurium right now, but this is just the one that I picked because every time I see it, I'm just impressed, honestly. And yeah, I love it a lot. So let me know if you have one and what your thoughts are. All of my Anthurium have also been doing really well in the crystal star potting mix. Like they are just loving life. So there's a little update on that, topped with sphagnum moss. But yeah, he's such a little cutie. Like look at that leaf. Oh my goodness, it is so pretty. Okay, next we have an oldie but a goodie. Miss Monstera adansonii herself, green form, wide form. I feel like I've been talking about this plant a lot lately. Not even really talking about it, but just like pointing it out and being like, I'm obsessed. Because, oh my goodness, now that she's growing out more, this is one of my all-time favorite plants. Like, it just is, and I don't know why I kind of lost interest in it for a while. I guess because I had to restart mine from a cutting, and it was just like, I guess a bit of a slow process to get to this point again. But as soon as it started growing, I was like, okay, exactly. That's why I'm obsessed with you. I cannot do without having this plant in my collection. It is so immaculate. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love the way that it trails down, and I'm so glad that I can grow it like this because I was really wanting to grow this on a pole, but now that I have my Monstera esqueleto on a pole, like that need feels very fulfilled, and I can just grow this as like a nice bushy trailer because that really is how I appreciate it the most, I think. It's just such an incredible plant, so easygoing. I mean, once it's established, I think it's easygoing. It is like, it's an easy plant, but I will say, and I've always said, that it is a little bit more sensitive to like watering consistency than some other easygoing plants. Like, it really likes to be in its watering routine. It doesn't like when you wait too long to water, it will yellow off leaves, which does happen to mine, and I just remove them, but it's filling out really nicely. Like, we have vines that are pushing out nice new leaves up here that are gonna start trailing eventually. Oh my goodness, like look, it is just so pretty. I'll probably give this a little haircut soon so that I can put even more vines up there. And I'd also like to repot this soon into just a little bit of a bigger pot, and also not terracotta, because I'm just trying to move my plants out of terracotta lately because it's not really suitable for me, especially when I struggle to get all my plants watered and everything. But yeah, I love this plant. I've said before that I want another variegated one, so that's on my list. If I come across one that I really like, then I'll probably grab it, because since it is one of my all-time favorite plants, I would just love to have honestly any other form of it, but especially just like the variegated one. So yeah, that'll probably be a plant that I get sometime in the future, but for now, I just so appreciate the green one. Like, I love her. So yeah, she lives on top of my cabinet, so I'm gonna go pop her back up there. Okay, next is another plant that I've had for a really long time as well, and I've absolutely just fallen in love with and rediscovered a big appreciation for, and that is my Syngonium albo. So I had this plant kind of growing up a trellis in my last place, and it actually started reverting, which is what inspired me to chop it up, because it just kept putting out all white leaves at the top, and then they'd just die off, and eventually the vine was just getting more and more sparse. Let me see if I can put this a little bit lower. So I decided to chop it, and I ended up cutting up the entire plant and reading all of the propagations in water, and then the ones that made it, most of them made it, I potted into this pot together, and now I have this huge, bushy, beautifully variegated Syngonium albo. And I truly couldn't be happier with my decision to chop and prop, because now it's growing, giving me new leaves all the time, and yeah, it's doing so well. Whenever I see this plant throughout the day, which is all the time because it's literally just like right here in the middle of my living area, it makes me so happy, and it makes me so glad that I restarted this and that it's just like this really nice full bushy pot now. As for my long-term plan, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, because these do vine, so it will get it'll start like getting heavy and vining down if I don't put a stake in. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm going to give it support or if I'm gonna just kind of let it go wild. I'm not really sure. Let me know how you grow your Syngonium. Yeah, there's so many new leaves coming in. Like, if you look, there's just like little rolled up new leaves everywhere on here. There's so many. Yeah, it's growing so much. And some of the leaves that I'm getting are just so pretty. That's a new one that just came out recently. A lot of variegation. Some of them have more green and some of them have more white, which is a really nice variety because I have so many different vines potted in here. So I'm really just getting a mixed bag when it comes to variegation, which I really appreciate. But yeah, love this one so much. Okay, this next plant is my Amydrium medium silver, and this is another one that I actually completely chopped up and I've just been growing it back from cuttings, and it's finally doing something. This plant took so long to root, like just so long to propagate in general. I definitely will be thinking twice before I chop this up again. But you know, growing plants is trial and error, and now I've kind of learned that. So I'm like, okay, maybe we'll do like an air layering situation, or it is growing into a moss bowl now, so that will make propagation easier whenever I want to do that again. There's lots of roots in there, as you can see. Yeah, I'm super happy because it's growing again, and it just took so long. Once it had finally rooted, I potted it up, and then I waited for months before it even gave me any new leaves at all. So it finally put out, like, I think the first batch of new leaves was, I think this might have been actually the first new leaf that I got, and I was so shocked because it's so beautiful. And then I've also recently got this one. This one is still hardening off. You can see it's a little bit lighter in color. And then after that, it just started taking off. Like, I have another leaf up here and also two more that are still furled, so they'll be unfurling soon. But yeah, I'm just so excited that this plant has finally, it needs to be extended again, as you can see. Oh my goodness. I already have so many more pole extensions to do. I just did 10 like last month, and I already have so many to do, but it's fine. It's a good thing that my plants are climbing so well. But look at how beautiful she's looking. Like, nothing beats the color of this plant. Like, it truly is silver. It's so beautiful. I feel like they can require some patience sometimes, and they do have like specific needs. They need to be climbing, or else they're just gonna give you runners, and they need to have high light. But if you can give it both of those things, then it's gonna do really well for you. I did unfortunately notice the other day that there was a leaf that was actually like behind here, behind the plastic, that was trying to come in, and I didn't even notice that a leaf was growing, but it was. So I had to go in there and free it, and now it looks like this, and I don't know how damaged it is. I think most of the damage is just up here, so I'm hoping the rest of the leaf is gonna be okay, but I'm just keeping an eye on it. I don't really know what's gonna happen with that, but yeah, it unfortunately got stuck in there, so I'm trying to keep a closer eye. Kind of tricky because I have so many vines growing in here, and I kind of didn't realize how many I did have growing in here, but now they're all just kind of like taking off, so yeah. Anyways, she's doing amazing, and I'm so happy about it. Whew, I'm so hot, but I just keep drinking this tea and sweating. Okay, next. I'm sorry, I know I have talked about this plant recently and about how much I'm loving it, but I can't help myself. I'm so excited about this plant. I've said for what feels like years that all I want is a nice pot of Syngonium exotica, but it wasn't happening for me. I had such a hard time growing this plant, but now something has happened. I don't know what it is, but something has happened. It's funny, I find sometimes with plants, like sometimes my plants have such a struggle, and then it's like a switch just flips, and they're suddenly fine, and I have no idea what that's about, but I now have this beautiful pot of Syngonium exotica that's really starting to fill out, and some of the leaves that I'm getting are just like Syngonium leaves of my actual dreams. Like, look at the silver. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? I wish that there was sun here so that y'all could see the shimmer. Look at how much silver this one has. That is craziness. Look at this. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. This is one of these plants that, even though it's common, it looks like it should be like a really rare, expensive plant. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so happy. Like, so happy that it's growing for me and that I'm getting these incredible leaves. It is trailing, like it vines down quite a bit, but only a couple vines, and I think I'm probably gonna chop this one up, probably to like here or something, and then just propagate the rest of it so that I can start filling out the top of the pot even more. There are some baby cuttings that I potted in here a long time ago that are finally starting to grow too, so you can see I do have some leaves that are kind of popping up from in there, which are gonna start filling this out too. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm so excited about whatever it is that's going on that's making this grow. Okay, and the last one is unfortunately one that I actually did see thrips on like within the past, not for like the past week, but the like week or so before that. And I don't see any now. I have the thrip beneficial mites on here. I think it was very, very early because I had noticed the plant that was the culprit, which was my Syngonium confetti, which I had recently brought home from a plant shop. And this plant was put like right next to it on the shelf up there. So unfortunately it got infected, which I was so mad about because this is my Alocasia odora, which is a new plant that I got recently from Plant Haven, Toronto. And I was so excited about it. I'm so in love with it. It's just so incredibly beautiful. So when I saw that the freaking thrips had gone on there, I was not happy. But I'm putting it in my favorites regardless. Luckily, there hasn't really been any damage or anything. Like I said, I think I caught it really early. But oh my goodness, you guys. So I hauled this plant or unboxed this plant like a few weeks ago now. And since then, it has given me this incredible leaf. Look at that. Like, are you kidding me? I'm newly obsessed with variegated alocasia this summer, and this one is just like blowing my mind with this white marbled variegation. It is so gorgeous, and the fact that this plant came to me and within less than a week it was pushing out this leaf, I was so shook. So it seems to be a really hardy alocasia, and we already have, I don't want to disturb this too much, but we already have a new leaf on the way right there. I'm actually gonna move this mite pack because I don't want that to hurt the new leaf. So let's move this to another leaf. Okay, I just moved that over to the other side, but yeah, we have a new leaf emerging and I'm so excited. So yeah, I've just been in love with this, been admiring it from afar because I've been trying not to touch it. I'm gonna wash my hands off after this. I don't think that the problem is going to persist, and I can see the mites working on there, so that's good. But yeah, I'm so in love with this alocasia. It's so gorgeous. Can't wait to see what the new leaf is gonna look like too. Like, what a fun surprise every time it grows. Okay, so now we're moving into the new plants that I've received within the past couple of months. These are gonna be the plants that I haven't done a video like unboxing or hauling or anything yet. Because I did get some other new plants throughout the summer that y'all have already seen up close and personal, but these ones I just haven't really talked about a ton. So I actually got 4 begonias, surprise, surprise. The first one came from North Shore Tropicals, and I actually ordered a really incredible philodendron from North Shore Tropicals, which is another new plant that I got this summer that I haven't shown y'all yet, but I'm working on a whole like specific video about that one, so I don't think I want to show you yet. I don't know when the video is gonna be coming, so I kind of just want to show you, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer and see if I can just like finish up that video. But I ordered that philodendron from North Shore Tropicals, and then Lauren was an angel and she threw in this begonia for me because she thought I would like it, and she was more than right because I'm literally obsessed. So this is Begonia Irene Nuss. And it's this incredible shiny cane begonia. First of all, I love cane begonia. They're my favorite type. I find them really easygoing. I know begonias get a bad reputation for being difficult growers, but I promise if you start out with cane begonia, they're so much easier than the other ones. Anyways, it is absolutely beautiful. Like, look at the colors here. Are you kidding me? You can see so much of the orangey color coming through with the way the light's hitting it right now. But what I love about this one is that it has a really shiny, like, not texture, but just like finish to it. Like, it's very, very shiny. This is not, let me see if I can show you in different lighting. There, you can see a little bit better. Don't mind the laundry there, but yeah, it's very, very shiny, and it actually has silver markings on it too. You can more so see that on this leaf. It has silver markings, which adds even more shine to it. But like, look at that. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, it is so beautiful. And you can see it has this beautiful like red orange color, and a lot of that is probably the back coming through, because look at the color of the back of the leaves. Like, it is so incredible. This is such a beautiful like fall vibe begonia. I love it so much. This leaf unfortunately was a victim of my south-facing window, so it is crisped at the end, but this is the newest leaf it's given me, and yeah, it's been doing really well so far. It's in potting mix, probably like a tree fern fiber mix, it looks like, in a no drainage cup. And yeah, it's doing amazing. So I'm really excited about this one, and I can't wait to grow it even more. Oh my goodness, I'm talking way too much. We're gonna be here all day. Okay, next one is one that I ordered from Crystal Star Nursery, probably like, I don't know, sometime in July, I think. And it's another really like deep kind of fall vibes begonia. You can see it has a really dark green foliage. And another cane begonia. It has spots and the backs. Another beautiful burgundy moment. So yeah, this is another one that I don't know, I had to have it. It was only like $12. And when you see photos of these as like big full begonias, they just look absolutely incredible. I'm so tempted by begonias. Like they literally, I feel like I need to have them all whenever I see photos of them, because they're all just like a little bit different and they have different blooms, and yeah, they're just so beautiful. So I'm kind of patiently waiting for this one to grow. It hasn't really done a ton. I do need to repot it though, because it's just in this tiny little pot still. Oh, did I even say what this is? This is Begonia Fannie Moser, if I didn't say. But yeah, so pretty, and can't wait to grow it out. Okay, next was a wish list begonia that I really wanted to find after I saw this in a business window downtown, like a random puzzle store or something downtown Victoria. I saw a really big version of this begonia and I was so shook. I was like, I need that begonia like right now. But I never really saw them for sale, and then somebody reached out and wanted to do a trade with me, so I was able to get a cutting, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited to have this. Like, look at the size of the leaves. It is so pretty. Again, a cane begonia, big beautiful angel wings, and it's already super rooted, so I'm so excited. This is a new leaf too that it's put out since it's been propagating. Yeah, I love this so much and I'm so happy to have it. Another one that I got in that same trade is actually a terrarium begonia, and it's so small, I don't think you're really gonna be able to see, and it also really didn't do well for a while, but I think it's going to survive. So this is Begonia lyallii, and I'll insert some photos because from mine you can't really like you can't really see, like it's so small, and these two leaves tried melting on me, but it actually did give me a new leaf right there. So I have hope, you guys. I have hope. I'm gonna pop her back in the terrarium. I got this again in a trade, the same trade that I was just talking about. And it's such a unique one, so I'm really happy to have it, but I hope it starts growing. I ended up putting it in the Crystal Star Nursery pond or soilless mix, and I obviously also in this cloche. It seems to be bouncing back though, so my fingers are crossed for this. But yeah, just a really, really unique terrarium begonia. It kind of looks like cilantro, which I love. I freaking love cilantro. Okay, this next one is a cutting that I also got in that same trade, and when I got this, I truly couldn't believe it because this has been a wish list plant for me for years now, and it's been so impossible to find them in Canada. So I was just like over the moon, and my luck, you guys, my freaking luck. I feel like I am very lucky with propagation. Like normally things just propagate for me and root up really easily. But of course, when I have a cutting of like a massive wish list plant, it will not root for me, and it's literally just yellowing. So this is a Maranta silver band cutting, which if you've been watching my channel, you've probably heard me say in the past that I really want one. And yeah, unfortunately, this just won't root for me, and I don't know what it is. I've tried lots of different things now. I've obviously tried Super Thrive. I normally root with Super Thrive. I've had this out of the cabinet. This was in the cabinet for like weeks and weeks and weeks and did nothing. So I've just taken it out again and tried it under another type of grow light. I've tried putting myco in the water. I've tried perlite. I don't even know how this is still alive at all because it's been like a while, like probably like 2 months. Yeah, it's literally been like 2 months since I got this. And I was just looking at it and I feel like, maybe it's my imagination, but I feel like something could be starting to happen. Like I see just a little tiny blip of something, so maybe this will root up for me. It's really not that big of a deal because the person that traded me for this, I'm sure she would just give me another one, honestly. But I don't know, I just was really excited about this and I wanted it to root, so I'm just like, come on. So weird. I've never had a problem propagating Maranta before, so I don't know if this is a silver band thing or what. Anyways, yeah, Maranta silver band. We'll see what happens. Okay, so next I actually have some Pinguicula, which is so fun because I've really been wanting to get my hands on more pings, and I really want to do some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of cool planter or something with them. But yeah, so one of my friends actually sent me a package. I don't even know when this was. In July, actually. Like middle of July, I think is when the package got here, and it had this little Pinguicula cyclosecta, which is the second one I have of this Pinguicula, and I'm literally obsessed with it, so I'm so glad to have another one. Like, it's so freaking cute. And there's actually a little baby, you're not gonna be able to see it, but there's a tiny, tiny little baby growing in there. And then the next two are a variety that I don't have in my collection yet, and that is Pinguicula agnata. And this is what the bigger one looks like. These had a really rough ride. Canada Post, like, I don't know, something went wrong with this and the package was super delayed because of Canada Post, and then it came to me, and the plants, you could tell the package had just really been knocked around. So there was like a bunch of leaves that had come off and stuff, but these have grown back so well. Like, I'm honestly shocked, and it kind of has shown me how resilient Pinguicula are. So yeah, this is another one. This was literally like almost had no leaves. It was just like a few leaves left, and it's almost completely grown back. It's like a whole little plant again. So yeah, this is also an agnata, but a smaller one, and they're so stinking cute. I'm so happy to have these. These look like they're in some sort of like potting mix, which has been going really well. My other ones are just grown in sphagnum, but these, I'm kind of enjoying just growing them in whatever this mix is. I've just left them in what they came in, and they're doing amazingly, and then I just fill up this tray with water every so often. But yeah, my new little Pinguicula babies. In that same package were a couple more plants, and one of them is a really interesting one which I'd never seen before and I don't really know anything about, and that is this guy, which is a Ledebouria socialis. I don't know, I'll have the name on the screen. But it's this really interesting plant that has just kind of like these long, narrow leaves, and it almost looks like it comes from like a, I don't know, a tuber or a bulb or something. Again, I really know nothing about this genus. I've just been flying by the seat of my pants on this one, but what's really cool is what the leaves look like. The pattern on them looks like a leopard pattern. It's so unique, and these are actually shimmery in the sun as well. I have this pretty close to my window, and I love looking at the leaves when the sun hits them because they're like sparkly. They're so pretty. It's just a really unique plant that's different from anything else in my collection, and I love that about it. Also, I just got a bunch of new hand-painted pots, and they're just so stinking cute. In that same package, I also received a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which was so nice because I'd been saying that I really wanted another one, and I've just honestly regretted getting rid of mine when I moved, like, I don't even know how many moves ago anymore. I think just 2 moves ago. I loved that plant so much, and I've really been wanting another one. So she sent me one, and I was so excited, and then unfortunately that also became a thrip victim. So it's isolating right now, but I think it's gonna be fine, and y'all will see it when it's in good health. But I'm so happy to have another one. I already have a vision of where I want to grow it in my home, so hopefully it recovers soon. And then moving on to some plants that I recently got from another plant friend who actually lives locally to me, which is so cool. So she actually came over here and dropped these off, which was just the sweetest thing ever. She gave me a bunch of really cool plants, and I'm gonna start out with some of the succulents that she gave me. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so these are still rooting, so I'm just gonna bring the camera over here to the table to show you, because I was literally just about to say that I'm a little bit nervous that they're not gonna root up or something. Even though I've rooted succulents before, I don't know, I get nervous every time, and these are special to me, so I don't want anything to happen. But that one is clearly not rooted yet because it literally just like flopped over in there. But this one is a Haworthia retusa variegated. And it's going to be hard to show. Actually, there you can see it. It has that cool kind of like translucent look to it. It's really unique. It's kind of one of those ones that looks like it's like filled with liquid or something. Like, it's just a really cool chubby little guy. So yeah, I really, really love this, and hopefully it roots up soon so that I don't have to be stressed anymore. Next, we have this little Haworthia obtusa, and it's another little cutie. Look at it. I actually have a feeling that this one maybe might be rooted. Should we give it a little tug? Oh my gosh, it is. There's resistance. There's resistance. Okay, so this one has some roots going on, which is really nice. But yeah, it's just a little baby, obviously. Look at the cute little label she put too. I love that. But yeah, really excited to see these grow. I haven't had new succulents in a while, so I'm just really happy to have these in my collection, and I'm excited to put them out on my little like cactus and succulent stand on my patio for next spring. And then these next ones, look at all of these little cuties in here. Oh my goodness, I love them so much. So these are, what are these? Crassula perforata variegata, so I'm assuming that that's the green ones. Have some sun stressing too. It's so pretty. There's 3 little green ones. And then we have Crassula yananensis. Not really sure, never heard that name in my life, but it's the dark ones. And these are so cool. They look like fuzzy in person. Like they're so unique. So I'm just honestly really curious to see these grow and really excited to see them grow. They look really different from anything that I have in my collection. So yeah, cutie little babies that I'm so excited about. I don't think that these are rooted either, but they look like they're doing well. This is definitely the one that I'm most nervous about, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, y'all, I have 2 more from the same person that I got the succulents from. And the first one, I was so shook when I saw that this was. I can't believe that I got this the week that I did, because it is a variegated Philodendron micans. This is the halo variegated form, so it's a different form from my other variegated micans, but I got 2 different types of variegated Philodendron micans in the same week, and I just can't believe my luck. Like, yeah, this is just so freaking cool. I'm really excited to grow this out, really curious about it. Like, it's definitely a quirky little guy. But yeah, really cool plant, and it's actually working on a new leaf already, so how cool is that? I can see a nice root there. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Yeah, this is currently living in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. And then the last one that I got that I have to share with you is, I said I only got 4 begonias, but this is also a begonia. So I got 5 begonias in this video, in this little haul portion. That's crazy. So this is a begonia Jula, which, oh my goodness, kind of hard to show in this cup. But this is a cutie little pink begonia. Look at her in there. Oh my goodness, so adorable. Yeah, I'm actually really excited to have this because I've had one in the past and it grew really well for me. And then I remember it just like, I can't even really remember what happened. It was growing really well for me and then it wasn't, and then I can't remember if it died or if I got rid of it, or I don't really know, but I've missed it since then because it's such a cool begonia. Like, look at how cute it is. I love the pink markings so much. This is more of a terrarium begonia. I've always grown this in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, so that's where I'm growing this one as well. And yeah, I'm just really curious to watch it grow. It already has a new little tiny leaf on the way, which is cool. But yeah, I'm excited to watch this grow again because I remember really enjoying it when I had it before. This was like, honestly, probably close to 2 years ago now when I had one. So yeah, welcome back to the fam. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. Somebody left a comment on one of my last videos pointing out how all my recent videos have been over an hour long, like they've all been really long. And I was joking back that I feel like I'm incapable of making short videos now. I don't know what it is. They always just turn out so long. Yeah, it's just been a thing lately. I don't know, but thank you for watching to the end. If you did, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!